Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, welcome to the Orlando Pirates media briefing ahead of our second leg fixture in the CAF Champions League against the Jwaneng Galaxy of Jwaneng. We are joined by the head coach, Coach Jose Ribeiro, as well as club captain Innocent Maela. Welcome, gentlemen. Maybe we just to kick-start things with the opening question. Coach, if you can just give us your expectations of the upcoming match against Jwaneng Galaxy, and for the captain, just to give us just a brief on the preparations, the mood at camp ahead of this important fixture. We'll start with you, Coach.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Good morning. Expectations is to live a memorable night tomorrow. The whole family, Pirates family, together. We have an important game ahead of us. One of the most important this season, if not the most important. And yeah, we are just preparing ourselves for that moment to give our best and make sure that we can find ourselves in the group stage. Is one of the objectives for the team this season, and we have everything to make it possible. So really looking forward to start the game and show what we are capable to do.
Good morning, everyone. The mood in camp is good, very intense. Our training sessions have been very, very hard, and the focus is there to make sure that we go out there tomorrow and we give it our all so that we progress and find ourselves in the group stages.
We'll now open for questions from the floor. Are there any questions?
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Benjamin Yelenda Sokaladuna. Coach, there have been two home defeats of 1-0, 1-0 against Sundowns and 1-0 against
Excuse me, Benjamin, can you swap microphones, please?
Okay. 1-2, okay. I already greeted you, Coach. Okay, Coach, I was saying that there have been two home defeats of 1-0 each against Mamelodi Sundowns and against Stellenbosch in different competitions. But you are going to this game also on the back of a 1-0 defeat to the same team, Jwaneng Galaxy. What's the plan going into this? Do you just go from attack from the first whistle? What's the plan going into this game?
We need to win the game with 2 goals of advantage. That's the target in the end of the 90 minutes. We need to dominate the game in every scenario. We need to feel that we are applying that domination. That means that we make sure that we are not running back too much. That we can apply our game plan, and there's no. Football is not as explicit that you can say that you're looking for a goal in the first 20 minutes and then for the next one we have to show that we are the better team. We have to show that we are capable to do it, and there's no time to waste. So what we want is to dominate the game. When we do it, we are more close to get the result that we are looking for, and tomorrow is not an exception. So it's not going to be different than what we try to do usually. Like I said, we need 2 goals of advantage to get the result that we are looking for in the 90 minutes or in the extra, and yeah, that's what we are looking for from the start.
Next question.
Good morning, Coach. Nsako Mkari here from my family UNCA. Just to latch on to Benjamin's question, after the 3 consecutive defeats and so on, I know. Do you do anything different in the week? Have you had to do anything different in this week, considering how important this game has been to motivate the players, or is it anything tactical that you've done different?
There's always different things, game after game. Football team it's always a permanent evolution. If you don't do it, the opponents will. Like we said, already several times. We coming from difficult results to accept in the last 3 opportunities we have to compete in 3 different competitions. Fortunately, in the last one, the result was enough to go to a final. We should not forget that Orlando Pirates is going to be in one more final, even though we lost the last game. And sometimes those results are convenient during the process, you know, to understand that when you are not in your best, when you don't have the proper mindset, you can easily lose a different team, and that's what we don't want to be. And tomorrow, more than the result, is about, you know, have the opportunity to forget the last game as soon as possible with a good result tomorrow, with a good performance, with a convinced performance in front of our fans. Last time we played with a full crowd and we didn't offer the show that they deserve, and tomorrow we really want to do it. The players are really committed to do it, and that will be the main change. You know, our mindset, our mentality to face the game tomorrow. Players know how much are we playing for, how important is this for us as a group, for the club, for our fans. So, you know, it's gonna be a proper team, you know, looking for the result with the proper mindset for sure.
Buenos dias, Coach. Good morning to Ino as well. Kamkhalo Mokhale from YFM. Coach, you played Jabal and you now progress to play Jwaneng FC. Jwaneng Galaxy, yes. Played in the first leg. With these 3 games that you have played, do you think that they have given you enough tests in making sure that tomorrow you go all out, in making sure that you register the positive results for you to be in the group stages? And for you, we know that Orlando Pirates have been saying that they deserve to be in the CAF Champions League. Having to win tomorrow and going through to the Champions League group stages, what will it mean to you as the players?
Yeah. No, from the players' perspective, it will mean everything, you know, for us to find ourselves in the group stages so that we can be able to compete with the best the continent has to offer. You know, that is what we want. That is our ambition, you know, as the group. And like the coach has said, we have an opportunity again tomorrow to go out there to perform well and make sure that we get the desired results.
Look, it doesn't matter. It's about us tomorrow to perform in our best. It's a home game against a good team, against an opponent that is leading already 1-0. It's a challenge, but we love the challenges, and this one is an opportunity to prove that even in difficult circumstances we can make it. We can be our best version tomorrow, and the games that we already play in the competition I'm not going to play tomorrow. I'm not going to be played tomorrow. What happened in Botswana, it's past, and tomorrow we have the opportunity to write an important page in club history for our future, for many things. Like you hear the captain, the players really wants to go to that competition and test themselves against the best teams in the continent. So if tomorrow, you know, we don't get the result that we are not wishing, is not because we are not going to try everything, but it's going to be difficult for us, but it's going to be even more difficult for the opponent for sure.
Good morning, Coach. Tamba Shabalala, Joseph from Sports. Coach, mine comes from the playing personnel. Comes to the playing personnel in terms of the players that we have not seen at Pirates in a long time. Nda, Pule, Lodge, those 3. Why, Coach, haven't we seen them in action? Is it injuries? Is it lack of fitness? What is it that we don't get to see those players?
I'm not going to speak about individuals.
Next 3 questions, starting from there. Tanu, we're starting here. Noted.
Morning, you know. Chris Discovery. Just for Ino and maybe Coach can weigh in. You know, from players' perspective, were you guys surprised in gaps? First by the fact that Jwaneng just played the way they did, or the way the game went. We were all there watching it, and around the area they seem to idolize you guys more than. Were you guys surprised? Was there an element of complacency that perhaps crept into your guys' game in Botswana?
No, not at all. You speak about an element of complacency, and we don't have that, in our club, in our group, this group of players. And were we surprised? Not at all, because it's a Champions League match. We expected a tough match, a very competitive match, very tactical match, and that is what we got. So I don't think we went there with the mindset of being complacent, taking it easy, thinking that we're going to win. No, not at all, because if you have that mindset, then you'll have problems. So we went there, with our focus, with our preparations spot on. Unfortunately, the result didn't favor us, but I believe we played really, really well, and like the coach is saying, tomorrow there's another opportunity to get things right.
No, every time a big team, a big club lose one game, we go straight to what's the word? No, there's one opponent who is playing the same tournament than you, with the same wishes, the same objective than you, and sometimes you can lose. This is a game, it's a sport, and I don't know why we always have to think that when we lose is because the players are relaxed or they don't want to win. I've never seen a player going to the field without the intention to do their best and win the game for the team. So it goes without saying. The result was 1-0 because they put one ball in the net and we couldn't manage to put 1 or 2 or 3 balls in the net. The time is over and we run with a 1-0 down. But now we have one more game. It's not over. It's not done. The game is 180 minutes at least, and still half of that game is still to be played tomorrow, and let's see what happens.
Okay, Space from the SABC. Coach, you've already said 3 negative results back to back in 3 different competitions, but from where you're sitting, what let the team down?
3 different games, 3 different competitions. We played in Botswana, I think a very equal game. Maybe the fact that we didn't score in the last 3 games, that's why we are talking about those defeats, because I think no one really, in these 3 games, none of our opponents really played us or dominate us. I don't think so. Like I said, Botswana 1-0, but the result could be different. Then we played a good game against a tough opponent in the league, Mamelodi Sundowns. I think the result could be also different. We played a good second half. We spoke about that game long enough, about the first and the second half. And the last game, it's difficult to explain. But again, I think we had opportunities to talk about a different result. Like I said many times, I don't analyze the result. The result is what it is. Everybody can do it. And I'm a coach. I try to analyze some other things and try to influence to make sure that it's not happening anymore, and tomorrow we don't collect the same type of result and the result is more positive for us. Is there any relation between the games? There's no. But unfortunately the schedule is very congested, it's very tight, and it can happen that in 8 days you accumulate 3 defeats in a row, and suddenly in the space of 1 week it seems that we're doing everything wrong, but it's not the truth. We're doing a lot of things very well done, and we will be back to the winning track very soon.
Vincent from SABC News. Coach, so much has been said about Jwaneng Galaxy coach Morena Ramuri always giving Pirates problems. I mean, this was the second game he's beating you guys. The first time you were not here, obviously. They beat Pirates while they were still in the campaigning in the lower division ranks. Psychologically, do you think that something that works on your minds, coach?
It's a affecting you psychology. Still in school. No. No, no.
Next question.
Hello. Sure. Thanks.
Tsepo.
I don't know if this question was asked.
Sorry, apologies.
Oh.
Can we get that mic out of circulation,
Testing
please?
one. Yeah. You know, in terms of lesson learned from the away tie in Botswana, what have you learned about the Jwaneng Galaxy? Thanks.
Thank you for the question. Thank you for the question. I mean, look, they're very direct sides. You know, they play a lot of direct balls. They play a lot of balls behind our back four. But also they have a few patterns of their build-up, you know. Sometimes they build up with a 3, you know, they send one defender to start the play with the goalkeeper. So there are a few things that we learned, there are a few things that we will use in tomorrow's match that will be of our advantage. Obviously, I can't share everything with you, but yeah, there are a lot of things that we learned from the first match, and I'm sure when you analyze our match in our meetings, it will be of use in tomorrow's match.
Final 3 questions.
You know, I don't know, maybe if you can just talk to us about the importance of the early goal, just from a psychological perspective for you guys. You are, well, basically 2 goals down, but just the importance of getting an early goal, just to calm the anxiety from your side and maybe even the fans throughout the match.
Look, when you play a match, you play for 90 minutes, right? So if you score early is good, but also if you score before halftime or just after halftime is also good, as long as you put the ball in the back of the net, and you make sure that you can do it again within the 90 minutes. So we don't go into matches thinking, no, we need to score in the first 10 minutes or the first 15 minutes. No, we don't go into matches with that idea. We just need to make sure that we go there and we execute the plan, and we believe and we trust that the goal will come eventually. We insist in the process, and we know we will get an opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. But we don't put any pressure on ourselves to say we need to score in the first 10 minutes. We need to score, you know, just before halftime. No, not at all.
Coach, it's more or less like a follow-up to what he has just asked about scoring early, but how would you make sure that they also don't score? Because a goal from them would disturb you more than it already has disturbed you on 1-0. So if they score, that would disturb you more. What's the plan to keep a clean sheet? As you have said, your opponents have not been outplaying you, but they have been scoring and you have not been scoring. How important is it, or how are you going to work at not conceding? Because that's the most important one tomorrow.
Think about the last 3 goals we concede. We play in a corner in our favor, we shoot in the rebound, suddenly 10 seconds later the ball is in our net. In a situation that we are defending 6 against 2, if I am not mistaken, in one transition. Against Sundowns we have a comfortable possession in the middle of the park, and 5 seconds later we are conceding a penalty. Against Stellenbosch, we clear one ball in one corner, there's a rebound, they shot, it's touching one of our players, is in the net. And we have 2 players out of the box, free to shoot, with nobody taking the rebound. So, are specific situations inside the 90 minutes where sometimes lack of concentration in small details, and also the opponent doing things well, you know, small things. It's when the games are equal. It's about small details. It's difficult to sometimes make sense about what's happening in the games. And in the last games, that small percentage of luck that you need, you know, in the last touch, the last rebound, the last interception, you know, that is playing in your favor. It didn't work recently, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna work tomorrow. And as I used to say, if I knew which one is the proper plan to score one goal early, I will do it in every game, not only tomorrow. I will face every single game with the same plan. But trust me that nobody knows. And if somebody is coming here and saying, yeah, I know how to score one goal in the first 20 minutes, it's lying, and I'm not gonna lie. I'll do my best to make sure that we can create chances early in the game, that we can put the game in a rhythm where the opponent have difficulties to defend, and if we manage to do that, we will be close to score one goal. That's the plan.
Coach Siasanga from Sunday World, you just spoke about creating chances, and one of your creative players, Patrick Masongani, we saw him limping last previous game. So what is the status of his availability for tomorrow?
I'm not speaking about individual players.
On that note,
Because I don't want.
On that note, we reach the conclusion of our press conference. Kindly note that Jwaneng Galaxy is training tonight at Orlando Stadium at 7:30. They'll have a media briefing at 7 o'clock with their coach and captain, and the first 15 minutes of training is open to you as per CAF regulations. Thank you. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.